For today's episode, I've got all the sweet beer from Bike Rack Brewing Company, but I'm missing cheese. Jason!
Yes?
I need some of those classic jokes right about now. Yeah.
I can do that later.
That's what I was looking for.
Dance like the moves that you're doing on purpose. Sing like a singing on key. Talk to the girl that intimidates you. Pretend that you're brilliant and charming. I said pretend that you're brilliant and charming. Hey! Oh man, if Idol came and told me, son.
And now a man who makes it easy, being cheesy, Jason Suel.
You missed. Just right there at the end.
I'm just not used to it over here yet.
Not yet. Welcome, everybody. Later with Jason Suel. So glad you're joining us. We've got an exciting episode lined up. How's everybody doing?
Great. Well,
Good.
Fantastique.
Fantastique.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
Is that French?
Yeah, just like this
Can
Coke
we
Black.
talk about this for a second? Okay, we always have our bric-a-brac station
You know,
down here.
maybe we should explain this for the first time
I know.
in a million seasons.
Please do explain it.
Somebody
Yeah.
might look at it now.
So
Yeah.
this product on here is Coke Black. Bo, tell us about it. This is your forte.
Yeah, in 2003 to 2006, it was big in France. It's half coffee, half Coke. They tried to introduce it here in the States around 2006, and everyone's like, bleh. And I was like, hey, neat. And kept a bottle.
You're
for,
like the only one.
Yeah, for over like 12 years. It's been sitting on my shelf, so I'm
That's
sure
right.
it's delicious.
Yeah, you can get that out there on eBay and find yourself some Coke
Some
Black.
Coke Black.
But we're gonna keep ours
on our
safely
bric-a-brac shelf.
on the bric-a-brac shelf. We got an exciting episode. It's fall, and so I thought we would do some traditional fall things on this episode. And what comes to my mind is beer. Ooh, drinks again. We got the coffee
Because it
and
makes
Coke.
you fall?
Yes, exactly. Good one.
Zing.
You finally got a joke in on the show. So we got some exciting things. Max Avery is joining us. Round of applause for Max joining us on the show.
Telling us about Fort Smith.
Tell us about Fort Smith, Arkansas. It's not your grandma's Fort Smith, and he's here to tell us all about that. We also are going to catch up with this group called Beer and Hymns. They're our musical guest on the show. We also
Is that
do a
like
little
Hymns with an I or with a Y?
good one.
Both.
HYMNS. That's right. They go around to local bars and they play hymns and they give the proceeds to local charities. So they're a really cool group that's going to come and join us. We're going to have a chance to sit down with them too a little bit later in the show. And I'm really excited about our food segment down there at the chef's table. We've got Haley O'Brien, who is the Brightwater Food Truck Coordinator and Bike Rack Brewing Company Beer Ambassador, joining
A lot
us.
of B's in that.
A lot of bees. Yes.
How do you get
Haley.
that title? Yeah.
Let's ask her. Haley, what are we going to be making down there at the chef's table?
Hey, we're gonna be making some beer cheese dip today, Jason.
Oh man, that sounds delicious. See, we
I just want that in my cup. That's what I want to be drinking instead.
Just give me a funnel.
just give me
Beer,
a funnel.
cheese, bong.
We've themed it all around things happening right here in Northwest Arkansas in the fall. Local craft beer, local bands. Max Avery telling us what's happening down in the River Valley. So stick around, folks. We got a great show coming up right here on Later. All right, everybody, we're here at the Odd Soul in downtown Springdale. I'm joined by Ken and Casey Weatherford, otherwise known as Beer and Hymns.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the vision, right? I mean, I think people get the concept of you drink some beer, you sing some songs, it's super fun.
Well, you know, the whole idea is how do we foster community and pour back into it. So our phrase or our mission is we bring people together to raise our glasses, raise our voices, and raise funds for charitable organizations. And that's kind of what we're all about.
Yeah, I
each time
like
we get
that.
together.
So tell me more about the charitable organization kind of angle that you're dealing with.
We started kind of by accident giving
Yeah?
to charity with an organization that was just really close to our heart, and we thought this would be a great platform
Right.
to raise money for that organization. And then so many people got behind it and were just really compelled and inspired by it that we just kept going. And every month we choose a different charity.
Some charities are great, hyper-local charities that are only specific to that one town or that one county or that kind of thing. But then there's other great ones like the Northwest Arkansas Children's Shelter, who we'll be working with this Christmas for all of our beer and carol events. So it'll vary each month, and occasionally we'll even respond to something on a national level. Just this past night we did Unidos, which is responding to hurricane relief still in Puerto Rico.
Absolutely.
So we do whatever we can, but mostly we're pouring back here locally, and that's our main part.
And you're also about building community, because I know when you think about going to a bar and singing songs, you're over in Ireland, everybody's raising their glass and they're all singing together and the bar is packed, right? And I know that's kind of your vision too, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's the feel you get.
I love that I'm able to look out on any given night and go, I know this person, I know that person, and they voted one way or they voted this other way, and yet we're together and we're sharing a pint and we're raising funds and we're pouring back into our community together, and that's what gives me hope about what we're doing. We're bringing people together, and that's what I think we should all be about. Coming together around a drink, a shared meal, a shared cause.
It is a space that just feels like there's some hope for humanity.
Absolutely.
In these dark times.
Yes, in these dark times there is hope. And also, music that you play. Would we recognize it? I mean, obviously it's hymns there. Do you ever venture outside of that?
Oh no, that's a good. Yeah, we should have brought that up. No, that's great. So every month we do about an hour's worth of hymns, but we're doing like 2 hours of music. So we also do roughly an hour's worth of songs on a theme. So, back in August we did Back to School. This last month we were doing road trips. We're going to be doing Dead Poets Society. So all artists who have passed away. Christmas will be beer and carols, and that'll be, the whole range of carol music that we all know and love. And we've done songs of the 60s and just all kinds of stuff. So things that everybody knows, can sing along with and grab hold of.
They're accessible, they're fun, there's drink involved, there's shared conversation. Get out if they're playing anywhere close to you, and even if they're not, go find them. Beer and Hymns. Thank you guys for sitting down, taking the time to chat.
Cheers. Thank you, Jason.
Cheers.
Sam's Furniture doing good. Shine a spotlight on your neighborhood.
We're here at Sam's Furniture with Robin Lindstrom from Arkansas Baptist Children's Home. Tell us what's new.
Well, Arkansas Baptist Children's Home has a new facility here in Springdale. This facility is designed to help single mothers put their lives back together. It's a wonderful new place, and the special thing about this is they are here to help these new mothers find a job, get an education, and help them put their lives back together, and it's right here in Springdale.
That sounds great. So if somebody wanted to get involved, how would they get a hold of you?
They would call 521-1296. That's 521-1296, and they will help redirect those moms and find this special place to start all over.
That's great. Man, it's so cool that there's a new home in Springdale.
Yes.
New home? You're gonna need furniture. Get it at Sam's. Yeah, folks, welcome back. Later with Jason Suel joining us at the desk. We have Mr. Fort Smith, Arkansas, Max Avery. Max, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, man, there is a lot happening in the River Valley.
There is.
Really, right?
There
so,
is.
I mean, my first question is, tell us about some of the changes happening down there.
It's been a big shift in the past few years. you
Yeah.
know? So there's some folks that got involved. It's 646 Downtown is an organization. Steve Clark's kind of brainchild has gotten all that in momentum, and they're doing a lot of great things for the downtown area.
Sure.
It's not just downtown that's seeing a revitalization in Fort Smith right now, but they've done a lot with getting new music acts coming down, bringing in artists from all over the place. They're working on a big project to redevelop the community as a whole to attract new business and industry and everything else like that.
Yeah.
So it's exciting for sure.
And I keep hearing about a new bar. Obviously, we're talking about drinks a lot on this particular episode of the show.
Why not always talk about
Why not
drinks?
always?
I mean,
you got me there. So yeah, tell us about new bar down there in Fort Smith.
Harry's Downtown. It's kind of a music venue / bar. They have tons of different stuff going on all the time there. It's one of the best sound systems I've heard in a local venue.
Yeah.
It's a smaller, intimate setting, but they still have enough where you can get a good crowd.
Yeah.
And he's bringing in a lot of people. It's a guy named Jeff Gosey that runs that. He's had success with AJ's Oyster Bar and has kind of a long time Fort Smith legacy. So it's just it's a cool spot to hang out.
And speaking of that too, like Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley, really, I mean, if you look at it as one big region, right? And I know you're passionate about that.
Yeah, it's a thing for me is that I grew up in Alma, which is kind of the halfway point. You know, it's the junction between the two, and it's, you know, only a few more minutes from Alma to go either direction.
Right.
And so for me, it was always like I considered myself part of the Fayetteville community and part of the Fort Smith community as well. And it's not that far to go do stuff. So I still, even though I live in Fort Smith now, I still come up here, you know, if there's something cool going on for a concert, or I want to go hang out with some of my friends that have, you know, come up here for school, or, you know, got a different job or whatever.
And I love it. I love the regional, you know, draw. And people in Northwest Arkansas, get yourselves down to Fort Smith, the River Valley, even go over to Alma. Check out Van Buren. A lot of stuff happening down in the River Valley. Hey, who are some of the new maybe faces or movers and shakers that are making things happen?
Gosh, I mean, you know, you had Casey Millspaw on with the morning show a while
Casey
back.
Millspaw. He does popcorn, Arkansas Popcorn Company, really cool guy.
Casey's into a lot of things. You know, we have Tara Earls opened up Salon 504 down there. She's getting involved with a lot of different stuff with, you know, downtown stuff, trying to spice up the hair community.
Spice up the hair community.
The hair community.
Looking at you, Bo.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
Quentin Willard, Fort Smith Brewing Company. If you haven't been down, he has a really cool spot out at Chaffee, and you know, has all kinds of new beers coming out all the time. They brand them for different events, seasonal stuff. Bring in different pop-up, you know, food shops down there and everything like that. So. I don't know. I mean, there's all kinds of things worth coming and checking out all over town.
Absolutely.
We're just really excited that there's a new generation of people bringing things into town. I've seen a lot of people relocating from other areas and, you know, doing new business, and cost of living is a great thing there. So.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cool stuff happening as well. Hey, let's play a game.
Okay.
So we're gonna play a game called, here we go, you ready? Wheel of Squares. That's right. It's time for your favorite game and mine, Wheel of Squares. What I need you to do is to look right over here into your camera. We're going to spin the wheel, and whenever you say stop, we'll stop.
Stop.
Oh, ooh, interesting. You got our bonus retro question.
Whoa.
Exactly. What is your spirit animal? If you had to choose, what do you think encompasses the spirit of Max Avery?
Wow. That's something I hadn't really considered. Sloth.
Sloth. I love it. And why do you say sloth?
I think that it's just one of those that I enjoy, you know, a nice relaxing hangout session. You know? Get to think about things and ponder what's going on.
And everyone thinks they're so adorable.
That's right. And look at you. Absolutely adorable sloth on our show. Max Avery, thank you for joining us on Later with Jason Suel. Stick around, folks. We got more coming up right after this.
Our musical guest brought to you by Walton Arts Center. Walton Arts Center, presenting the West Street Live series.
And here with a mashup of When the Saints Go Marching In, I Saw the Light, and I'll Fly Away. It's beer and hymns. Cheers.
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 We are traveling in the footsteps of those who've gone before. And we'll all be reunited on that new and sunlit shore. When the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. Yeah, when the saints go marching in. Wandered so aimless, my life filled with sin. I wouldn't
Yes, welcome back. We're over here at the chef's table with Haley O'Brien.
At the cheese table.
At the cheese table. And you've got so many titles. You do things for Brightwater. You do things for Bike Rack Brewing. What do you do specifically?
So I run the food truck for Brightwater.
Yeah.
We are about to open this fall, and we will be featuring this fabulous beer cheese dip.
Yum.
And then for Bike Rack, I actually handle some of their collaboration projects with Crystal Bridges and the culinary collaboration projects as well.
Wow. So you're all about the collaboration and the
the food.
relationship, right?
Yes, the relationship between beer and food and the pairings, the symbiotic relationship.
That's one of my favorite
When
relationships.
the dish is better with the beer and the beer is better with the food.
Oh, I love it. So talk to us about this beer cheese dip that you've created.
So what we're starting
There's
here,
not much of it.
yeah, what we've started is actually a roux.
Okay.
So
A roux for cheese dip.
absolutely.
I thought
So
that
what
was
a roux
Cajun stuff.
is just part butter, part flour, 1-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
We use clarified butter because it actually gives you a smoother consistency. So if you want to make the best cheese dip you've had, go for some ghee or clarified butter.
Oh, interesting.
So
Okay.
the
Get your ghee
reason that we started this up was
Yeah.
we wanted to actually cook the roux. Sometimes people think, oh, we just throw the butter into the flour into the butter.
Right.
But we don't just throw
We don't just
flour
throw anything
in the
anything,
butter.
Right.
How do you
Exactly.
even
We need
see
to
flour?
cook the flour because it's already in here. We started cooking it. Because when we cook it, we don't have that gummy texture. We won't taste the flour as much, and it'll be about the beer and the cheese.
Right.
Jason?
Which is what it should be about.
Exactly. So what
Right,
we're
Cheese
gonna
is pretty good.
Oh goodness, yes. So Edgewood Creamery, we do
Edgewood.
use Edgewood Creamery's mild cheddar, their fromage blanc, and their milk, and that's a little creamery up in
Do we
Missouri.
have their
about
fromage
45
blanc too?
miles away. Yes.
Where is it?
That's it right there.
This is
It's
cheese?
Yeah, it's a fresh milk cheese. It's kind of like if you were to make a goat cheese, but with cow's milk. You know, that fresh
And
cheese.
so blanc.
Yeah.
So
Really
blanc.
good.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna
Yeah,
add
what's the next
some
step?
milk.
Okay.
But we're gonna add some warm milk. If you add very cold milk, you're actually gonna kind of seize up your roux. And if you add the warm milk, it actually avoids all that clumping that we've had issues with in the past.
No
with
one
Cheers
likes
cheese
clumpy
dip.
cheese dip.
Right.
Not at all.
And you poured that in there really slowly as well. Is that
Yes,
part of the
we
technique?
definitely want to pour it in slowly. And you see, I still actually have some milk because I'm working the roux in. You do want to get around the edges of the pan to make
Yeah.
sure we don't have any flour stuck in, and we work all of it in.
Okay.
It's like
So
cheese
you start to
gravy.
see it working together. Yeah, you'll see kind of that gravy consistency, and then we'll keep adding milk.
Okay. How much milk are you
So
putting in?
what we
This
did
cupful.
was 1 ounce of butter, 1 ounce of flour, and a half of a quart of milk about. And then we're
Okay.
going to be adding beer as liquid too.
Oh, yeah, we are. Of course.
Which one? I see multiple beers.
Yeah, so we have
see a
2
Czech
beers
style
today.
Pilsner.
You're right. We've got
What do you got, Jason?
the
Amber Ale over here, and you've got the Czech Pilsner over
do.
there, right?
Yes, so today, and this is one of my real big things about beer and food pairing that kind of is a pet peeve actually sometimes of mine. I like to cook with one beer to accentuate the different flavors we get from one specific beer.
Right.
But if we pair that dish with that exact same beer, we kind of just got
Overload.
just one flat line of flavor. Yes, exactly. So what
More beers equals more better.
Exactly. So what we do is we cook with one beer, and then we specifically will pair with different beers. So
Oh,
my
interesting.
food truck team and I
Yeah.
are going to work on different menus for beer releases and everything.
Yeah,
well,
keep
how about
resisting.
this?
Give a little patience.
Tell me what we need. Give it a taste. It's just, at this point, it's really just a cream sauce.
I could still dip chips in that.
He can still dip chips.
Yeah.
That's good.
I
That's a
think-
compliment
Yeah.
to your cream
Yes,
sauce.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
I think
so
it needs a
much.
little bit more cheese, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or any cheese at all.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to do some of the honors here in a moment
What? Yes.
of adding some cheese?
Yeah.
Oh, like you're tasting it to make sure you're
I have
testing,
to, always.
right?
You always
yeah.
have to taste it to make sure that it's the right finished product that you're trying to get out there, because every batch won't be the same. Go ahead. Do the honors.
Which one?
You can do both of them. At the
Wow,
same time.
what
I know.
what a privilege. Get it in there.
And
Yes.
I'm gonna eat the rest of this.
Of course you are.
So yeah, we want to melt the cheese toward the very end and turn the heat down a little because once you add that cheese in there and you're working with several fats, it can tend to break apart or, overcook. So
What you're making, I just want to
I'm making some beer cheese.
It's not really
it's
beer.
faster.
It's just
I'm
shredded
cutting-
cheese and beer.
It's just beer cheese. man.
Delicious. But this actually does look delicious, Haley, and we're going to get a chance to try this, I think, just a little bit later in the show. Bo, we're not going to let him try it. He's going to just keep eating that stuff. Stick around,
beer
folks. We got
cheese.
more happening right here later. Yeah, folks, thanks for joining us right here on Later with Jason Suel. And remember, you can find us out there on your social media platforms. Send us an email at laterwithjasonsewell.com. And before we leave, we've got to thank our phenomenal guests, Max Avery,
Beer and Hymns,
and Chef Haley O'Brien. And we learned that this cheese dip pairs really well with Bike Rack Brewing Company's Amber Ale. Delicious, guys.
Look at it. Would you look at it?
Ooh, and it smells great. Let's eat.
Let's get it.
Abracadabra, alakazam, a magician as a guest would be our jam. So, we have Dr. Anton Gallico and the great Fernando joining us next week. Music from Route 358, and we mix up something special with Jason Willems. Poof! All the fun happens later.